Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. June 6, 2026. If you please turn to page 157 of your complete Jewish Bible, we'll read Parashah 36, which begins with Numbers 8:1. Adonai said to Moses, "Tell Aaron, when you set up the lamps, the 7 lamps are to cast their light forward in front of the menorah." Aaron did this. He lit its lamps so as to give light in front of the menorah, as Adonai had ordered Moses. Here's how the menorah was made. It was hammered gold from its base to its flowers, hammered work, following the pattern Adonai had shown Moses. This is how he made the menorah.
Adonai said to Moses, "Take the Levi from among the people of Israel and cleanse them. Here's how you are to cleanse them. Sprinkle the purification water on them. Have them shave their whole body with a razor and have them wash their clothes and cleanse themselves. Then they are to take a young bull with its grain offering, which is to be fine flour mixed with olive oil. While you take another bull for the sin offering, you are to present the Levi in front of the tent of meeting and assemble the entire community of the people of Israel. You will present the Levi before Adonai. The people of Israel will lay their hands on the Levi, and Aaron will offer the Levi before Adonai as a wave offering from the people of Israel, so that they may do Adonai's service. The Levi will lay their hands on the heads of the bulls, and the one you will offer as a sin offering, and the other as a burnt offering to Adonai to make atonement for the Levi. You are to place the Levi before Aaron and his sons, and offer them as a wave offering to Adonai. In this way you will separate the Levi from the people of Israel, and the Levi will belong to me.
After that, the Levi will enter and do the service of the tent of meeting. You will cleanse them and offer them as a wave offering, because they are entirely given to me from among the people of Israel. I have taken them for myself in place of all those who come first out of the womb, that is, the firstborn males of the people of Israel. For all the firstborn among the people of Israel are mine, both humans and animals. On the day I struck all the firstborn of the land of Egypt, I set them apart for myself. But I have taken the Levi in place of all the firstborn among the people of Israel, and I have given the Levi to Aaron and his sons from among the people of Israel, to do the service of the people of Israel in the tent of meeting, and to make atonement for the people of Israel, so that no plague will fall on the people of Israel in consequence of their coming too close to the sanctuary."
This is what Moses, Aaron, and all the community of the people of Israel did to the Levi. The people of Israel acted in accordance with everything that Adonai had ordered Moses in regard to the Levi. And the Levi purified themselves and washed their clothes. Then Aaron offered them as a holy gift before Adonai and made atonement for them in order to cleanse them. After that, the Levi came to do their service in the tent of meeting in front of Aaron and his sons. They acted in accordance with Adonai's orders to Moses in regard to the Levi.
Adonai said to Moses, "Here are the instructions concerning the Levi. When they reach the age of 25, they are to begin performing their duties serving in the tent of meeting. And when they reach the age of 50, they are to stop performing this work and not serve any longer. They will assist their brothers who are performing their duties in the tent of meeting, but they themselves will not do any of the work. This is what you are to do with the Levi in regard to their duties."
Adonai spoke to Moses in the Sinai desert. In the first month of the second year after they had left the land of Egypt, he said, "Let the people of Israel observe Passover. at its designated time. On the 14th day of the month at dusk, you are to observe it. At its designated time. You are to observe it according to all its regulations and rules. And Moses told the people of Israel to observe Passover. So they observed Passover at dusk on the 14th day of the month in the Sinai desert. And the people of Israel acted in accordance with all that Adonai had ordered Moses.
But there were certain people who had become unclean because of someone's corpse, so that they could not observe Passover on that day. So they came before Moses and Aaron that day and said to him, "We are unclean because of someone's corpse. But why must we be kept from bringing the offering for Adonai at the time designated for the people of Israel?" Moses answered them, "Wait, so I can hear what Adonai will order concerning you." Adonai said to Moses, "Tell the people of Israel, if any of you now or in future generations is unclean because of the corpse, or if he is on a trip abroad, nevertheless he is to observe Passover. But he will observe it in the second month on the 14th day at dusk. They are to eat with matzah and manna. They are to leave none of it until morning, and they are not to break any of its bones. They are to observe it according to all the regulations of Passover. But the person who is clean and not on a trip, who fails to observe Passover, will be cut off from his people, because he did not bring the offering for Adonai at its designated time. That person will bear the consequences of his sin. If a foreigner is staying with you and wants to observe Passover for Adonai, he is to do it according to the regulations and rules of Passover. You are to have the same law for the foreigner as for the citizen of the land.
On the day the tabernacle was put up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, that is, the tent of the testimony, and in the evening over the tabernacle what was appeared to be fire, which remained until morning. So the cloud always covered it, and it looked like fire at night. Whenever the cloud was taken up from above the tent, the people of Israel continued their travels, and they camped wherever the cloud stopped. At the order of Adonai, the people of Israel traveled, and at the order of Adonai they camped. And as long as the cloud stayed over the tabernacle, they stayed in camp. Even when the cloud remained on the tabernacle for a long time, the people of Israel did what Adonai had charged them to do and did not travel. Sometimes the cloud was a few days over the tabernacle, according to Adonai's order, and they remained in camp, and according to Adonai's order, they traveled. Sometimes the cloud was there only from evening until morning, so that when the cloud was taken up in the morning, they traveled. Or even if it continued up both day and night, when the cloud was up, they traveled. Whatever it was, 2 days, a month, or a year, that the cloud remained over the tabernacle, staying on it, the people of Israel remained in camp and did not travel. But as soon as it was taken up, they traveled. At Adonai's order, they camped, and at Adonai's order, they traveled. They did what Adonai had charged them to do through Moses.
Adonai said to Moses, "Make 2 trumpets. Make them of hammered silver. Use them for summoning the community and for sounding the call to break camp and move on. When they are sounded, the entire community is to assemble before you at the entrance of the tent of meeting. If only one is sounded, then just the leaders, the heads of the clans of Israel, are to assemble before you."
I had to look at the computer because something came up on it. Where are we? 10?
5.
10:5. Okay. When you sound an alarm, the camps to the east will commence traveling. When you sound a second alarm, the camps to the south will set out. They will sound alarms to announce when to travel. However, when the community is up to be assembled, you are to sound, but don't sound an alarm. It will be the sons of Aaron, the Cohen, who are to sound the trumpets. This will be a permanent regulation for you through all your generations.
When you go to war in your land against an adversary who is oppressing you, you are to sound an alarm with the trumpets. Then you'll be remembered before Adonai your God, and you will be saved from your enemies.
Also, on your days of rejoicing at your designated times and at Rosh Chodesh, you are to sound the trumpets over your burnt offerings and over the sacrifices of your peace offerings. These will be your reminder before your God. I am Adonai your God.
On the 20th day of the second month of the second year, the cloud was taken up from over the tabernacle of the testimony, and the people of Israel moved out in stages from the Sinai desert. The cloud stopped in the Paran desert.
So they set out on their first journey, in keeping with Adonai's order through Moses. In the lead was the banner of the camp of the descendants of Judah, whose companies moved forward. Over the company was Nachshon the son of Amavida. Over the company of the tribe of the descendants of Issachar was Nathaniel the son of Tazur. Over the company of the descendants of Zebulun was Eliab the son of Helon.
Then the tabernacle was taken down, and the descendants of Gershon and the descendants of Merari set out, carrying the tabernacle.
Next, the banner of the camp of Reuben moved forward by companies. Over his company was Elitzer, son of Shadur. Over the company of the tribe of the descendants of Simon was Shumalal, son of Tazidada. Over the company of the descendants of Gad was Eliasaph, the son of Duel.
Then the descendants of Kahat set out, carrying the sanctuary, so that at the next camp the tabernacle could be set up before they arrived.
The banner of the camp of the descendants of Ephraim moved forward by companies. Over his company was the Shelama, the son of Ammihud, and over the company of the tribe of the descendants of Manasseh was Galamil, the son of Paduzer. Over the company of the descendants of Benjamin was Abiadan, the son of Gideoni.
The banner of the camp of the descendants of Dan, forming the rear guard for all the camps, moved forward by companies. Over his company was Achizer, the son of Ammishaddai. Over the company of the tribe of the descendants of Asher was Pagiel, the son of Ochran. Over the company of the descendants of Naphtali was Achira, the son of Enan.
This is how the people of Israel traveled by companies. Thus they moved forward. Moses said to Joab, the son of Ruel, the Midiani, Moses' father-in-law, "We are traveling to the place about which Adonai said, I will give it to you. Come with us, and we will treat you well, because Adonai has promised good things to Israel." But he replied, "I will not go. I would rather go back to my own country and to my own kinsmen." And Moses continues, "Please don't leave us, because you know that we have to camp in the desert, and you can serve us as our eyes. If you do go with us, then whatever good Adonai does for us, he will do the same for you."
So they set out from Adonai's mountain and traveled for 3 days. Ahead of them on this 3-day journey went the ark of Adonai's covenant, searching for a new place to stop. The cloud of Adonai was over them during the day, and they set out from the camp. When the ark moved forward, Moses said, "Arise, Adonai, May your enemies be scattered. Let those who hate you flee before you. When it stopped, he said, Return, Adonai of the many, many thousands of Israel.
But the people began complaining about their hardships to Adonai. When Adonai heard it, his anger flared up, so that the fire from Adonai broke out against them and consumed the outskirts of the camp. Then the people cried to Moses. Moses prayed to Adonai, and the fire abated. That place was called Taberah, burning, because Adonai's fire broke out against them.
Next, the mixed crowd that was with them grew greedy for an easier life, while the people of Israel, for their part, also renewed their weeping and said, If only we had meat to eat. We remember the fish we used to eat in Egypt. It cost us nothing. And the cucumbers, the melons, the leeks, the onions, the garlic. But now we're withering away. We have nothing to look at but this manna.
The manna, by the way, was like coriander seed and white like gum resin. The people would go around gathering it and would grind it up in mills or pound it into a paste with mortar and pestle. Then they would cook it in pots and make it into loaves that tasted like cakes baked with olive oil. When the dew settled on the camp during the night, the manna came with it.
Moses heard the people crying, family after family, each person at the entrance to his tent. The anger of Adonai flared up violently, and Moses too was displeased. Moses asked Adonai, Why are you treating your servant so badly? Why haven't I found favor in your sight, so that you put the burden of this entire people on me? Did I conceive this people? Was I their father, so that you tell me, carry them in your arms like a nurse carrying a baby to the land you swore to their ancestors? Where am I going to get meat to give to this entire people? Because they keep bothering me with their crying and saying, Give us meat to eat. I can't carry this entire people by myself alone. It's too much for me. If you're going to treat me this way, then just kill me outright. Please, if you have any mercy toward me, and don't let me go on being this miserable.
Adonai said to Moses, Bring me 70 of the leaders of Israel, people you recognize as leaders of people, and officers of
Does it stop?
Doesn't look like it.
Something happened. He pushed it way back, I think. Thank you, Simba. It belongs up here. Sorry, folks. Technical difficulties caused by a catastrophe.
I just don't recognize what he did at all.
Simba, get lost. You're causing trouble.
Seems to be still recording.
All right. Doesn't seem right.
No,
I don't see it moving. I don't
It's
see it recording.
moving.
Press record.
It's moving. Watch it.
All right.
It's testing. It's moving. Look at it.
Testing my patience.
Well, I don't know where this came from. I can't seem to get rid of it.
All right. I'll continue.
All right, go ahead.
Tell the people, consecrate yourselves for tomorrow, and you will eat meat, because you cried in the ears of Adonai. If only we had meat to eat. We had the good life in Egypt. All right, Adonai is going to give you meat, and you will eat it. You won't eat it, just just 1 day or 2 days or 5 or 10 or 20, but a whole month until it comes out of your nose and you hate it. Because you have rejected Adonai, who is here with you, and distressed him with your crying by asking, why did we ever leave Egypt?
Okay, but Moses said, here I am with 600,000 men on foot, and yet you say I will give them meat to eat for the whole month? If whole flocks and herds were slaughtered for them, would it be enough? If all the fish in the sea were collected for them, would even that be enough? Adonai answered Moses, has Adonai's arm grown short? How now you will see whether what I say will happen or not.
Moses went out and told the people what Adonai had said. Then he collected 70 of the leaders of the people and placed them all around the tent. Adonai came down in the cloud, spoke to him, took some of the spirit that was on him and put it on the 70 leaders. When the spirit came to rest on them, they prophesied. Then, but not afterward.
There were two men who stayed in the camp, one named Eldad and the other Medad. And the Spirit came to rest on them. They were among those listed to go out to the tent, but they hadn't done so, and they prophesied in the camp. A young man ran and told Moses, Eldad and Medad were prophesying in the camp. Joshua, the son of Nun, who from his youth up had been Moses' assistant, answered, my lord, Moses, stop them. But Moses replied, are you so zealous to protect me? I wish all of Adonai's people were prophets. I wish Adonai would put his spirit on all of them.
Moses and the leader of Israel went back into the camp, and Aaron sent out word which brought quails from across the sea and let them fall near the camp, about a day's trip away on each side of the camp and all around it, covering the ground to a depth of 3 feet. The people stayed up all day, all night, and all the next day gathering the quails. The person gathering least collected 10 heaps. Then they spread them out for themselves all around the camp. But while the meat was still in their mouth, before they had chewed it up, the anger of Adonai flared up against the people, and Adonai struck the people with a terrible plague. Therefore, that place was named Kibroth Hattavar, graves of greed, because there they buried the people who were so greedy.
From Kibroth Hattavar, the people traveled to Hatzeroth, and they stayed at Hatzeroth.
Miriam and Aaron began criticizing Moses on account of the Ethiopian woman he had married, for he had in fact married an Ethiopian woman. They said, is it true that Adonai has spoken only with Moses? Hasn't he spoken with us too? Adonai heard them. Now this man Moses was very humble, more so than anyone on earth. Suddenly Adonai told Moses, Aaron, and Miriam, come out, you 3, to the tent of meeting. The 3 of them went out.
Adonai came down in a column of cloud and stood at the entrance of the tent of meeting. He summoned Aaron and Miriam, and they both went forward. He said, listen to what I say. When there is a prophet among you, I, Adonai, make myself known to him in a vision. I speak with him in a dream. But it is that way with my servant Moses. It isn't that way with my servant Moses. He is the only one who is faithful to my entire household. With him I speak face to face and clearly, not in riddles. He sees the image of Adonai. So why aren't you afraid to criticize my servant Moses? So why weren't you afraid to criticize my servant Moses? The anger of Adonai flared up against them, and he left.
But when the cloud was removed from above the tent, Miriam had leprosy, as white as snow. Aaron looked at Miriam, and she was white as snow. Aaron said to Moses, "Oh, my Lord, please don't punish us for this sin we committed so foolishly. Please don't let her be like a stillborn baby, with its body half eaten away when it comes out of its mother's womb." Moses cried to Adonai, "Oh God, I beg you, please heal her." Adonai answered Moses, "If her father had merely spit in her face, wouldn't she hide herself in shame for 7 days? So let her be shut out of the camp for 7 days. After that, she can be brought back in." Miriam was shut out of the camp for 7 days, and the people did not travel until she was brought back in. Afterwards, the people went on from Hazeroth and camped in the Paran desert. Then, if you please turn to page 774, we'll read Zechariah 2:14 through 4:7.
Zechariah 2:14. Sing, daughter of Zion, rejoice, for here I am coming, and I will live among you, says Adonai. When that time comes, many nations will join themselves to Adonai. They will be my people, and I will live among you. Then you will know that it was Adonai Tazavo who sent me to you. Adonai will take possession of Judah as his portion in the Holy Land, and he will again make Jerusalem his choice. Be silent, all humanity, before Adonai, for he has been roused from his holy dwelling.
He showed me Joshua the Kohen Haggadol standing before the angel of Adonai, with the accuser standing at his right to accuse him. Adonai said to the accuser, "May Adonai rebuke you, accuser. Indeed, may Adonai, who has made Jerusalem his choice, rebuke you. Isn't this man a burning stick snatched from the fire?" Joshua was clothed in garments covered with dung, and he was standing before the angel, who said to those standing in front of him, "Take those filthy garments off of him." Then to him he said, "See, I am taking your guilt away. I will clothe you in fine robes." I said, They should be a clean turban on his head." So they put a clean turban on his head and gave him fine robes to wear, while the angel of Adonai stood by. Then the angel of Adonai gave Joshua this warning. Adonai Zavaot says this, "If you will walk in my ways, obey my commission, judge my house and guard my courtyards, then I'll give you free access among these who are standing here. Listen, Kohen Gadol, Joshua, both you and your colleagues seated here before you, because these men are a sign that I am going to bring my servant Sprout. For look at the stone I have put in front of Joshua. On one stone are 7 eyes. I will engrave what is to be written on it, says Adonai Sabaoth, and I will remove the guilt of this land in one day. When that time comes, says Adonai Sabaoth, you will all invite each other to join you under your vines and fig trees."
Then the angel that had been speaking with me returned and roused me, as if he were waking someone up from their sleep, and asked me, "What do you see?" And I answered, "I've been looking at a menorah that's all of gold, with a bowl at its top, 7 lamps on it, and 7 tubes leading to the lamps on its top. Next to it are 2 olive trees, one on the right side of the bowl and the other on the left. I then asked the angel speaking with me, "What are these, my Lord?" And the angel speaking with me said, "Don't you know what these are?" I said, "No, my Lord." Then he answered me, "This is the word of Adonai to Zerubbabel, not by force, but by power. Not by force and not by power, but by my spirit, says Adonai Tazavo. What are you, you big mountain? Before Zerubbabel, you will become a plain, and he will put the capstone in place as everyone shouts, 'It's beautiful, beautiful.' This message from Adonai came to me. The hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of this house, and his hands will also finish it. Then you will know that Adonai Tazavo sent me to you. For even someone who doesn't think much of a day when such minor events take place will rejoice at seeing the plumb line in the hand of Zerubbabel." So these seven are the eyes of Adonai that range about over all the earth.
And then if you please turn to page 1433. We'll read 1 Corinthians 12:1 through 14:40. But brothers, I do not want you to go on being ignorant about the things of the Spirit. You know that when you were pagans, no matter how you felt, you were being led. You were being led astray to idols, which can't speak at all. Therefore, I want to make it clear that no one speaking by the Spirit of God ever says Yeshua is cursed. And no one can say Yeshua is Lord except by the Rosh HaKodesh.
Now, there are two different kinds of gifts, but the same Spirit gives them. Also, there are different ways of serving, but it is the same Lord being served. And there are different modes of working, but it is the same God working them all in everyone. Moreover, to each person is given a particular manifestation of the Spirit that will be for the common good. To one, through the Spirit is given a word of wisdom. To another, a word of knowledge, in accordance with the same Spirit. To another, faith, by the same Spirit. And to another, gifts of healing, by the one Spirit. To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another, the ability to judge between spirits. To another, the ability to speak in different kinds of tongues. And to yet another, the ability to interpret tongues. One of the same Spirit is at work in all these things, distributing to each person as he chooses. For just as the body is one but has many parts, and all the parts of the body, though many, constitute one body, so it is with the Messiah. For it was by one Spirit that we were all immersed into one body, whether Jews or Gentiles, slaves or free, and we were all given the one Spirit to drink.
For indeed, the body is not one part, but many. If the foot says, I'm not a hand, so I'm not part of the body, that doesn't make it stop being part of the body. And if the ear says, I'm not an eye, so I'm not part of the body, that doesn't make it stop being part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, how could it hear? If it were all being part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, if it were all hearing, how could it smell? But as it is, God arranged each of the parts in the body to do exactly as He wanted them. Now, if they were all just one part, where would the body be? But as it is, there are indeed many parts, yet just one body. So the eye cannot say to the hand, I don't need you, or the head to the feet, I don't need you. On the contrary, the parts of the body that seem to be less important turn out to be all the more necessary. And upon body parts, which we consider less dignified, we bestow greater dignity. And the parts that aren't attractive are the ones we make as attractive as we can, while our attractive parts have no need for such treatment. Indeed, God has put the body together in such a way that He gives greater dignity to the parts that lack it, so that there will be no disagreements within the body, but rather all the parts will be equally concerned for all the others. Thus, if one part suffers, all the parts suffer with it. And if one part is honored, all the parts share its happiness.
Now, you together constitute the body of the Messiah, and individually you are parts of it. And God has placed in the Messianic community first emissaries, second prophets, third teachers, then those who work miracles, then those with gifts of healing, those with the ability to help, those skilled in administration, and those who speak in various tongues. Not all are emissaries, are they? Not all are prophets, are they? Or teachers, or miracle workers. Not all have gifts of healing. Not all speak in tongues. Not all interpret, do they? Eagerly seek the better gifts. But now I will show you the best way of all.
I may speak in the tongues of men, even angels, but if I lack love, I have become merely blaring brass or a cymbal clanging.
I may have the gift of prophecy. I may phantom all mysteries, know all things, have all faith, enough to move mountains, but I lack love, I am nothing.
I may give away everything that I own. I may even hand over my body to be burned. But if I lack love, I gain nothing.
Love is patient and kind, not jealous or boastful, not proud, rude, or selfish, not easily angered. And it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not gloat over other people's sins, but takes its delight in the truth. Love always bears up, always trusts, always hopes, always endures.
Love never ends, but prophecies will pass. Tongues will cease, knowledge will pass. For our knowledge is partial, and our prophecy partial. But when the perfect comes, the partial will pass.
When I was a child, I spoke like a child. Though like a child, argued like a child, thought like a child, argued like a child. Now that I have become a man, I have finished with childish ways.
For now we see obscurity in a mirror, but then it will be face to face. Now I know partly, then I will know fully, just as God has fully known me.
But for now, three things last: trust, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Pursue love.
However, keep on eagerly seeking the things of the Spirit, and especially seek to be able to prophesy. For someone speaking in a tongue is not speaking to people, but to God, because no one can understand, since he is uttering mysteries in the power of the Spirit. But someone prophesying is speaking to the people, edifying, encouraging, and comforting them. A person speaking in a tongue does not edify himself, but a person prophesying edifies the congregation. I wish you would all speak in tongues, But even more, I wish you would all prophesy. The person who prophesies is greater than the person who speaks in tongues, unless someone gives an interpretation so that the congregation may be edified.
Brothers, suppose I come to you now speaking in tongues. How can I be of benefit to you unless I bring you some revelation or knowledge of prophecy or teaching? Even with lifeless musical instruments such as a flute or a harp, how will anyone recognize the melody of one tone, one note can't be distinguished, if one note can't be distinguished from another? And if the bugle gives an unclear sound, who will get ready for battle? It's the same with you. How will anyone know what you are saying unless you use your tongue to produce intelligible speech? You will be talking to the air. There are doubtfully all kinds of sounds in the world, and none is altogether meaningless. But if I don't know what a person's sounds mean, I will be a foreigner to the speaker, and the speaker will be a foreigner to me. Likewise with you. Since you eagerly seek the things of the Spirit, seek especially what will help in edifying the congregation.
Therefore, someone who speaks in a tongue should pray for the power to interpret. For if I pray in a tongue, my spirit does not pray, but my mind is unproductive. So what about it? I will pray with my spirit, but I will also pray with my mind. I will sing with my spirit, but I will also sing with my mind. Otherwise, if you're giving thanks with your spirit, how will someone who has not yet received much instruction be able to say amen when you have finished giving thanks, since he doesn't know what you're saying? For undoubtedly, you are giving thanks very nicely, but the other person is not being edified. I thank God that I speak in tongues more than all of you, but in a congregation meeting, I would rather say 5 words with my mind in order to instruct others than 10,000 words in a tongue.
Brothers, don't be children in your thinking. In evil, be like infants, but in your thinking, be grown up. In the Torah, it is written, by other tongues, by the lips of foreigners, I will speak to this people. But even then, they will not listen to me, says Adonai.
Thus, tongues are a sign not for believers but for unbelievers, while prophecy is not for unbelievers but for believers. So, if the whole congregation comes together with everybody speaking in tongues, and uninstructed people or unbelievers come in, won't they say you're crazy? But if you all prophesy and some unbeliever or uninstructed person enters, he is convicted of sin by all. He is brought under judgment by all, and the secrets of his heart are laid bare. So he falls on his face and worships God, saying, God is really here among you.
What is our conclusion, brothers? Whether you come together, let everyone be ready with a psalm, or a teaching, or a revelation, or ready to use his gifts of tongues, or give an interpretation. But let everything be for edification. If the gift of tongues is exercised, let it be by 2 or at most 3, and each in turn, and let someone interpret. And if there is no one present who can interpret, let the people who speak in tongues keep silent when the congregation meets. They can speak to themselves and to God. Let 2 or 3 prophets speak, while the others weigh what is said. And if something is revealed to a prophet who is sitting down, let the first one be silent. For you can all prophesy one by one, with the result that all will learn something and all will be encouraged. Also, the prophets' spirits are under the prophets' control, for God is not a God of unruliness, but of shalom.
As in all the congregations of God's people, let the wives remain silent when the congregation meets. They are certainly not permitted to speak out. Rather, let them remain subordinate, as also the Torah says, and if there is something to say they want to know, let them ask their own husbands at home. For it is shameful for a woman to speak out in a congregation meeting.
Did the word of God originate with you, or are you the only people it has reached? If anyone thinks he's a prophet or is endowed with the Spirit, let him acknowledge that what I am writing you is a command of the Lord. But if someone doesn't recognize this, then let him remain unrecognized.
So, my brothers, eagerly seek to prophesy, and do not forbid speaking in tongues, but let all things be done in a proper and orderly way.
Oh Lord, help us to do things in a proper and orderly way. I'm sorry to say I was having really difficulty seeing. I think these glasses need to be given away to somebody that has better eyesight than I. I had to go and get your glasses, which are like 150, right? And they're dirty.
More like 250.
250.
Dirty 250. You should be able to see like a 125.
I cannot see. That's my problem. I kept having, and I went to the eye doctor and they said there was nothing wrong, but I sure have been having a lot of trouble with glasses. Tell me, what is that thing on there? It's just like when there's stuff flashing in your eyes, I can't very well read.
That's smudge, I think.
Smudge, and there's a big scratches.
That's why I use these for parashah reading.
Oh, that's very good. Let me test them out. I sure have had, oh yes, what a difference. There's no incoming.
Sorry.
For the last 10 years, I have been
I keep them away from you because you get fingerprints.
Yeah, I do, and I lose every pair I ever get, and misplace them, and drop them, and oh, it's been a real battle. Lord, help me with my glasses and my vision. I went to the eye doctor. They said there was nothing wrong, but Lord, they said just use reading glasses, but I have trouble with the reading glasses, so. If I'm not able to read, it's because there was flashes of lightning coming in between my eyes. Ay, 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 Lord. Lord, we come to you. We humble ourselves before you. And yes, we do appreciate organization in all facets of life. Our life, the life of the leaders, the life of people that we trade with. We expect good organization. And oh, Lord, does it break our heart when we see turmoil, right? And there is turmoil everywhere you look these days, and it's very disappointing. Lord, be with us. Help us to be more organized. Help us to be an example. Lord, please use us. And help those around us too. Definitely help those that we interact with, because my gosh, one of my big frustrations, Lord, is the unorganized things that I have to stumble over and across and every which way, right? But I'm a part of it, Lord, so forgive me and help me to be strong. Help us to be strong, because we are a part of all that, aren't we?
Yes, dear.
They wouldn't be reminding us of how important it is to be organized.
Yes.
What a tedious thing to have to do at times.
Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
In the name of Yeshua, we say amen. Well, let's see if I can still work this. Oh, can't see. Don't turn it off yet. Oh, it's lovely. I don't know where that came from, but it is allowed. We have to be very careful because we get censored when we use the wrong music, because they accuse us of not having a copyright to it. So this is supposedly one of the approved tracks. Goodness, YouTube, you sure put us through a lot. All right, Shabbat Shalom. We'll be ending it now. Leave the music playing.